All right. Okay, so your person's name is Dan. Darker hair. Adjusts his hat, or we have his hat. He passes before his time. Tragically, he says he takes partial responsibility. He tells me it's essentially a situation that gets out of control. Not necessarily that he wanted to or planned on passing. It almost seems like one thing leads to another, leads to another. I see a little bit of sunshine, but it feels like, this might be dangerous. Let's just do it. My singing reminds you of your loved one. I kind of love that. I did do a lot of humming before your reading, didn't I? Now that I can get my words out properly. Woo. Dan, I kind of get this heartburn feeling. This bubbling up. There was almost no reaction time. I feel like we're going about our own things and something hits us. Like, when you're like, ooh, I think my stomach doesn't feel good. Like, ooh, get a little heartburn. Didn't expect. It's like a situation that gets out of control. I feel like he's in his own little world all the time, just like me. I feel like this person, when he had really good work ethic. Ooh, something in my stomach. And there's a partial responsibility. It's either that we either partial responsibility for getting into the situation or partial responsibility for not recognizing the signs and getting us out of the situation. I feel two different people are coming through at the same time. My friend and my brother-in-law. Okay. So, give me the other name. We have a Dan. Who's the other one? Curtis had a hard time breathing. What happened to Curtis? There's a bubbling. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's who I'm talking to. He had to have had a problem for a while. He knew he shouldn't, but couldn't stay away. And he said, I had a problem for a while, and it was tragic, and I knew that something bad was going to happen. Then I had heartburn, then it bubbled up, and I was doing my own thing, and I was trying to go to work. Dan died suddenly from a heart attack. Okay, that's not who I'm talking to yet. Curtis came through. Has Curtis not been... Okay, so he comes through for the partial responsibility. So there's people that say, oh, I could have... So his enabler is still devastated, whoever Curtis is. Passed tragically. Situation went to another. He takes responsibility for the situation. Yeah, and he was in it, and that's the partial son. He knew he shouldn't be doing it, and he's been hooked for a while. And then we didn't get a chance to say goodbye, and then somebody that enables him still thinks it's their fault, and it's not. His roommate found him over a day later. Yeah, because we talked about his using. Wow. Yeah, the heartburn, the bubbling, the breathing, the before his time, the responsibility, the tragedy, the thing after another. Yep. How long has he been gone? His roommate found him over a day later after he'd already passed. Ooh, I have cold chills all over. Can you see, like, see if we can Can you see my goose pimples? My goosebumps? You kind of can. Ooh, got them all over. Ooh, whoa. Ooh, 7 years. Wow, he has waited a long time to be able to come through and give that message. Definitely some alleviated feelings here. Listen, I still have them. There you go. Still have them. Wow. He is extremely thankful that he was able to come through. First of all, thank you. This must have been your first mediumship reading because he was waiting to come to the front of the line for that. Woo! Okay, now who is Curtis? The brother-in-law or who? Which one is it? We didn't even mean to bring Curtis on. We tried to bring Dan on, and then you're like, wait a second. This sounds like Curtis. Oh my goodness. Okay. So which one's Curtis? What's his relationship to you? I would still love to get Dan on, even though we talked about him having a heart attack, but I would still love to get him on. Who is Curtis to you? We were in a massive fight for a year before he lost him, and he's my brother-in-law. Okay, so this is your brother-in-law, and you were in a massive fight for a year before we lost him. Yeah, and I don't doubt that because there's, we were in a massive fight. You were trying to get him sober. It was the end of what, people were willing to tolerate from him. So I'm sure there was massive fights and people saying like, bro, we can't keep doing this. And so he doesn't want you to take any responsibility for that, or he doesn't want you to feel like you didn't get a chance to say goodbye. And if you're the person that he's talking about, like you're devastated because you didn't want, like maybe that contributed. It truly did not. It truly did not. But it was so important for him to come through for you today. Okay, so Dan, when I channel him, he seems older, like a father figure, and he tells me that it's not his first heart attack, so I don't think it's his first issue with his heart. I think that even after the last issue with his heart, maybe he ate like 3 bowls of Cheerios and called it good, but I think he's still gonna do what he wants with his health as far as what he eats, what he drinks, how he feels happy. So he was in prison for a 20-year sentence, and by the grace of God, he got a second chance, and he died within a year of being released after 5 years. Oh my gosh. So he gets out back into the drug world, immediately goes back to the drugs and died in a year. That just sucks. I think Dan is avoiding me, but he was a dad. Because he was a dad, but he's only 38, and we lost him a year ago. Well, if it's under a year, they could just be in and out while they're coming through. So I don't think they're avoiding you unless he has a reason to. Let me see what else I get. Why would he be avoiding you? Now I want to know. So he talks about not his first heart attack. He talks about not being in the best of health, but takes responsibility for, like, also not taking care of himself or doing what he should. Let's say Dan has a little heart scare but still drinks his Red Bull every day. So he takes responsibility in that way. Also, if he hasn't been gone that long, could make sense why he has to come in second. So don't be nervous. Not avoiding, just not ready to come through. His wife is just the kids from the whole family. His wife is... She moved her boyfriend in 3 weeks after he passed. That sucks. His wife was my best friend of 30 years. So his wife is your best friend of 30 years, and you are contacting Dan, who's his wife, and that would be... Hot tea, ladies and gentlemen, hot tea. Okay, and so you're coming in because you're like, yeah, he moved. Wow. Because woman moved. That had already been happening, and he knows, and that's probably the only thing that, like, would be awkward, but, like, yeah, okay, now I understand. Okay, so he tells me again that it's not his first heart attack and he has underlying issues. Yes, because he tells me he has underlying medical issues. Not our first heart attack, but did we take care of ourselves? No. So then when you said that she moved her boyfriend in after 3 weeks of him passing, like that had been going on like while he's like, oh, the first heart attack didn't kill him. He knows it's been going on for almost a year, 9 months before he died. 6 to 9 months minimum. Genuine heart attack, though. Genuine heart attack. It's almost like, well, if we leave him alone long enough and not remind him to take his pills. Damn. I know, I'd love to even get more hot tea. Oh, it was in the living room from the boyfriend for the minute. But no. It was suddenly like he said he felt dizzy and gone within minutes. Damn it, Dan. That stinks. Stinks. 38 with a genuine heart attack. Listen. He's not that mad. He said he really didn't know and he probably never would have figured it out and then he would have just got left and then he'd had to find his own life. He goes, it's fine. It's fine. There's a little girl, I don't know if he has a little girl, but that will just, like, you know, doesn't even matter if she met her dad, like let's say her dad dies while she's in the uterus, but she cries about her dad every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a little someone who's just like, doesn't matter if they've ever met him, if it was ever good. Oh, I'm just worried about the kids being in danger. Kids are not in danger. It's the emotional little girl that will probably have a lot of emotional damage from the entire situation, to be honest, because she'll figure it out. Rest of the kids are like, okay, you know, they're kind of like going along with it because that's what they're being told right now. It's what they're being shown. But there's one that like knows everything. But there's nothing bad that's going to happen except for like pure rebellion and never talk to the mom again when she's out, probably. Why do you ask all the questions? Disrespectful. What questions have I asked? If you talk to spirit, why do you ask all the questions? Disrespectful. If you watched any of my readings from start to finish, you would know that's not what happens, and you're disrespectful. Because I asked 3 readings at the end. When you happen to tune in, is on you. This is a 12-minute reading. Highly doubt you've hung out for the whole damn thing. Yeah. Bye, girl, bye. Anyways, anybody else want to watch something from start to finish before they talk would be great. Okay, that makes sense. Her adult daughters already hate her and now just hiding the younger kids from all of them. I would totally... Madeline will be okay financially on my own. Oh, sorry. Oopsie. I'm just hitting all the buttons. I'm just coming up here to make sure I've got them all. Doop. All of us, both sides of the family. Wow. Yeah. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Love it. Love that for you. Love that Curtis completely jumped us and took over the place. And then we have Dan who came in. And yeah, I'm not going to say you were wrong. He has nothing against you. Honestly, I don't think you talk to her all that much, so he can't really like be mad at you. He just knows that he's out coming for sure. He just knows that he's out coming for sure. The cheating thing, now that he's done. That was Curtis's personality, right? They'll literally come through using their own personality. I love